Unit 7's last lesson is going to be problem solving, use objects, and draw a picture. But if I had to rename this lesson, it would be using the known to figure out the unknown. So I'm going to skip down to number 1 with y'all. Mr. Robbins spilled stain on part of a tiled floor. The whole section of floor was shaped like a rectangle. There were 45 squares in the section. How many squares were in each row? So we know that this whole picture, even though it's hidden, has 45. That's important. But it wants to know how many squares were in each row. So we need to figure out what we already know. So if I look at this picture, I can't tell how many are in each row, but I can tell how many rows I do have. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. So I'm just going to label that real quick with a 5. And I'm going to use what I already know to figure out the unknown. So if I have 45 tiles, and I divide those into 5 rows, I'm looking for my answer, n. What's the number that I don't know? Well, I could draw 5 different groups and then sort out 45, but that would take a while. So I'm going to use my fact families here to figure it out. If 45 divided by 5 equals n, then I know that 5 times n equals 45. So let's take a look. I don't know that right off the top of my head, so I'm going to take out my multiplication chart. We've been using those quite a bit. And I'm going to start with 5 because I have 5 rows. Go straight down till I get to 45, and then all the way to the left to get my answer, which is 9. So that means that 5 times 9 equals 45. So how many squares were in each row? 9 squares. Number 2, Kate is painting a wall. She painted over a part of a section of 30 square tiles. The whole section of tiles was shaped like a rectangle. How many rows of tiles were in the whole section? 30 is my total, so that's important. And the question is, how many rows of tiles were in the whole section? The things that I know there's 30. Somewhere in here, even though I can't see them all because they're covered. Let's look at the picture and see what else I do know. If we take a look, I can see all of these in a row. So let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know that there's 6 in each row. So my knowns are 30 divided by 6 in each row equals what? And I'm going to use a box this time. Some students feel more comfortable using the box as their unknown. Some feel more comfortable using a letter. However they feel comfortable is fine with me. In 3rd grade, honestly, do you need to use a variable? I don't think so. A box will work just fine for what they're doing. Now I'm going to go ahead and use my fact families again. I don't know 30 divided by 6 off the top of my head, but I can shuffle these around. 6 times box equals 30. Now that's a pretty easy fact. I know this one off the top of my head. 6 times 5 equals 30. Double check. I'm going to skip count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That is 6 times 5 does equal 30. So 30 divided by 6 definitely equals 5. So my answer is 5 in a row, using the known to figure out the unknown.